Good morning. You're through to the Pinstripe Chronicles. And at the start of this episode, we are going to discuss how Oswald Peraza managed to escape Mount Doom, also known as Mount Cash Bubbles. He's managed to escape, and he set his revenge on Cashman and Boone. And frankly, I'm here for it, because if anyone deserves to get the last laugh, it's him. The way that the organization treated him, mostly due to political reasons, let's face it. I know there's going to be a lot of fans that are going to gobble up the Yankee PR and say that, oh, he didn't perform. He was never given the opportunity to perform, because there was always like something hanging over his head that if he ever had one bad performance, he was always going to get sent down to AAA. He knew himself he wasn't the guy. He knew he wasn't the heir apparent. It was already given to Anthony Volpe. It was already pre-designed that Anthony Volpe was going to win. It was a rigged election, and so Peraza had never had a shot. He never had a shot. So Peraza got his last laugh on Boone and Cashman and made them look really stupid. But to be fair, if you look at the other guys that Brian Cashman got rid of for absolutely nothing, I'm not surprised. This is what happens with the Yankees development. The Yankees development is a joke. It's awful. And it's time to call it out. It's time to be honest about it. The way that they treat their prospects, they basically refuse to put them in trades. Hold off. And then have no plan for them, though. And then hold off until they have absolutely no value remaining, and then you just chuck them away for nothing, like used garbage. And I'm supposed to credit Brian Cashman for his process? Miss me. All Brian Cashman does, he sits there in his ivory tower and he pats himself on the back. My process is great. Your process sucks. You know why your process sucks? Because I have no idea what your process is. You don't have a process. You don't go through your roster and go, right, we can upgrade there. We don't go. No, it's all about how Derek Jeter disrespected him or A-Rod disrespected him. So he goes on like a little girl and gets on WFAN and starts having little snidey comments about Jeter and A-Rod. Oh, it's all about how the fans are too spoiled and they don't trust, they don't respect them, blah, blah, blah. It's always about him. It's always about frickin' him. He just can't accept the fact that his best days are past him. And he spends his days focusing on the wrong freaking thing. The only thing you should be focusing on is being a better GM. The only thing you should be focusing on is your job. But no, you're focusing on everything other than your job. Your job was to build a good roster this year. You failed at your job at the first hurdle. You had a full bullpen that you needed to make over. You ignored every aspect of that bullpen. You ignored it. And you call fans spoiled? You blame fans? No. Your job was to build a bullpen. You failed. Your job was to put some better bats around Aaron Judge. You failed. Your job was to get a good fifth starter. You failed. Your job was to properly, how about do some scouting? How about, develop some prospects? You failed at that too.
How about sign free agents outside the Yankees?
Even better. Even freaking better. Your job was to upgrade the talent level in free agency. You failed. You failed at that, Cashman. So I'm glad that Peraza made you look dumb. Even if it was only a 4-game stretch, I'm glad it happened. Because for too long, you have been skating by unbothered because the media are too scared to say anything about Brian Cashman in case they lose access to the Yankees, in case they lose access to their cash cow. So they just stay in and they write soft puff pieces about him. No, there's no puff pieces coming here. You failed at the first hurdle. Your own hubris, your own arrogance, your own delusion, your own narcissism. And I'm sick to death of it. I'm sick to death of the way that he runs this beautiful organization into the ground, and I'm sick of it. So I'm glad that Peraza escaped Mount Cash Bubbles, frankly. And Brian Cashman, your bullpen is a freaking joke, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
How about Chivilli?
Oh, there's another one. Chiavelli. Good job, Chiavelli. What about Jake Bird? How about that? How about Paul Blackburn? How about all the list of bullshit arms that because you all have to go to Matt Blake's pitching factory? Who is he? He's not God. What do you expect of him? Good. Your bullshit process, Cashman, is coming home to roost. And I'm glad. Because he doesn't deserve any freaking break from me anymore. It's been years and years of my just being right. Well, maybe he'll turn it around. No, he never fucking turns it around. He's a narcissistic egomaniac, and I'm sick to death of it. Right, my boy Luca is here. I had to get that off my chest. I'm sick to death of watching the Yankees annoy me. Right, Luca, what's your thoughts, my guy?
I think we all are sick of watching the Yankees annoy all of us. It's been the same talking points for how many years? As I said multiple times, you could go back to any episode of this podcast. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we're talking about the same stuff that's bothering us. Cashman overcorrecting with the bullpen. Cashman overcorrecting with platoons. Look at as we just mentioned, Chiavelli, terrible reliever, was so bad in spring training, then it gets called up and he sucks against the Angels. Oswald Peraza, you said that he's going off. He is. You know who's also going off for the White Sox? A guy named Everson Pereira. Just thought I'd mention that. Dude's hitting 380 to 82 on the season with 3 home runs already.
Let's go.
I mean, I think this is the guy not to like call Monday morning quarterback. I think this is the guy we traded for Caballero. Am I right?
I'm loving it. Keep cooking, brother.
Yeah, I think we traded from Caballero, but don't worry, we didn't give him opportunities either. We didn't give Peraza opportunities because Anthony Volpe is the golden child. Just like when Everson Pereira had a chance to be a Yankee, Alex Verdugo was that golden child. You know who was also waiting behind Alex Verdugo, who's currently sitting in AAA? Jason Dominguez. And the Yankees is currently constituted with Trent Grisham, Cody Bellinger, and Aaron Judge. Clearly, Trent Grisham is struggling. Nope, we're not going to call up Dominguez whatsoever. Not even for the offense. His defense is horrible, which the Yankees, in my opinion, put on themselves because he is not a left fielder, in my personal opinion. He is a center fielder, in my personal opinion. So the Yankees continue to misguide Dominguez by putting him in left field. He's not a corner outfielder. I really don't think he's the corner outfielder. And obviously, the problem is when you're a center fielder, you have to kind of have some sort of leadership and baseball IQ to call off outfielders and make throws and all those different things. You're essentially the captain of the outfield at that point, but it's pure malfeasance what the Yankees are doing. Remember, they started off 7-1. They're right now 9-8 with the Kansas City Royals coming to town. So they can lose to anybody, dude. They can lose to anybody. They were riding high. They had the easy schedule. They lost the series to the A's. Here's another thing, too, right? I know we're talking about Cashman. What's Aaron Boone doing getting thrown out of a game that's clearly over? What is that going to solve? Seriously, I was looking at the box score yesterday when I woke up. I was like, okay, the Yankees lost. And I go down. I was like, Aaron Boone ejected by home plate umpire Will Little. I'm like, for what? You can't argue balls and strikes. You really can't challenge that. Here, I'll get to that challenges in a second. Good God. And then Aaron Boone, says that the umpires were too sensitive when he was complaining about a balk. You really think cry me a river, please. The umpires were sensitive. Yeah, okay. Clearly you're not sensitive enough to losing because this team plays with no urgency. About the strike zone, about the challenges. How about Jazz Chisholm again blowing another challenge? The Yankees ran out of challenges by the third inning. Trent Grisham missed the challenge. Jazz Chisholm missed the challenge.
That's it. Come join the barbecue. Come join the barbecue, baby.
How are they allowed to challenge? How? How are they allowed to challenge balls and strikes? How is Jazz Chisholm? He has to have one of the worst eyes for the ball and for the strike zone on this team and probably in the league. But the one thing I do want to cook on, and I'm going to put it on the side burner, or whatever you want to call it, the back burner for right now, is this Yankee pumping in crowd noise nonsense, which I have a Daily News article which I want to go over. But obviously, we're going to wait on that. We want to cook cash.
We've got so much, but we are definitely going to put that in the barbecue to continue to roast some Yankees. So if anyone wants roast Boone in the morning and roast Cashman, come have. What do you like? Medium rare or do you like rare? Because Brian Cashman's going to get served fucking rare right now. That's for fucking sure. Here's Everson Pereira, who he gave up on. He had no use for Everson Pereira, apparently. Everson Pereira is, batting .304 with a 1,000 OPS. 3 homers, 5 RBIs. You know how long it would take Ryan McMahon to get 3 homers and 5 RBIs? Well, at this rate, God knows how long. Probably about 3 years. Yeah, we're not even got the Jazz Chisholm yet. So, great job. Everson Pereira is cooking. Well done. SC wants Boone with extra sauce. I'll give you the extra sauce. What do you want? Garlic sauce? What do you want, baby? We're going to cook some Boone. Brian Cashman, who else did he get rid of? He got rid of TJ Rumfeld, didn't he? What's TJ Rumfeld doing these days? I think TJ Rumfeld is doing pretty well. Let's have a look and see what my boy TJ Rumfeld's doing. 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 17 hits, 266 batting average.
What's his
There's
OPS?
TJ Rumfeld. What did the Yankees get? Who did the Yankees give up? Who did the Yankees get for TJ Rumfeld?
On the serious note, the Yankees traded him for Chivili. Angel Chivili.
Oh, that's the SmackDown, baby.
TJ Rumfeld's at least TJ Rumfeld's OPS is at least around league average. You know, obviously Pereira and Peraza and Rumfeld, they're doing down pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh my, Chivili is that one of the worst trades in baseball history? I mean, in modern baseball, that is a joke. Chivili got absolutely lit up like a bonfire last night. Oh, well, that's another thing. Oh, poor extra crispy Brian Cashman. Oh, and my process is so good. Oh, please do pat yourself on the back there, Brian. What a great trade. Great frickin' trade there, bro. Chivili. Great frickin' trade there, brother. Chivili sucks. He couldn't even make the roster out of spring because he kept getting lit up like a fucking bonfire, baby. He kept getting blown up like that Pinto in The Godfather, for God's sake. He kept getting blown up like a Pinto in The Godfather, and then they finally had to give him a chance, and he got lit up again. Great process, baby. Chivili's a high velo guy. Yeah, Ryan Weather's a high velo guy, too. He gave up 4 home runs, gave up 3 back-to-back-to-back.
In the same location. That fastball is flat as fuck.
The fastball is flat, baby. It's as flat as the freaking interstate. Oh, baby. So roast Brian Cashman is getting served. Vivas. We were actually crediting him for acquiring Vivas. Well, he kind of gave up on him pretty quick. I believe that he's doing pretty well, his old Vivas. Let's check to see how Vivas is.
He's one of the top 5 players in OPS in the entire major leagues.
Oh, God. Let's cook some more, Brian Cashman. That's great to know. Wow. This is Cashman's process, though. This is Cashman's process that you're not allowed to complain about, people, because you're a bad fan.
You're a bad fan.
You're a bad fan. Look at you're a bad fan.
Yeah, Donald, how dare you complain?
Yeah, we've not won anything since 2009. How old were you in 2009, brother?
6.
There you go. And we're spoiled. We're fucking spoiled. Yeah, right. We're fucking spoiled. Shove it up your ass, Cashman. Right. So, what he did to Peraza is unsurprising because, to be fair, I'm just happy for Peraza that he managed to escape Mount Cash Bubbles. He managed to escape Mount Cash Bubbles. And it's not easy. That Temple of Doom is not easy to escape from. But Peraza did. And I wouldn't be, as the commenter said, Dominguez and Spencer Jones is like, oh, take me with you. Take me with you. Help me. Please. Oh, yeah. Well, unfortunately, you guys are going to have to put up with some more teaching from Mount Cash Bubbles on the ways of the Yankees, which is just a shadow husk of an organization right now. Exactly. Anytime a Yankee prospect leaves the shadow realm, I'm happy now. Me too. I'm happy for Peraza. He actually has a baseball career. If it was up to Brian Cashman, he'd be serving McDonald's.
Exactly. Put the fries in the bag.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm delighted for him. He's a good player. But but the good news is we've got Ryan McMahon, so all is good. Ryan McMahon's doing great. So hey, what's to worry about? I mean, Peraza has how many? Peraza had an unbelievable series. I think he had as many hits in the series as McMahon has had this entire season. So I mean, I don't care. I like Peraza. I always liked him. I always saw a player in him. But I've been saying on the Chronicles for years. You can testify it.
Yeah.
Uncle can testify it. I was like, I really like Peraza. I think Peraza deserves a chance. There is a player in Peraza. He's got speed. He's got an arm. He's got a glove. He can play short and third at a high level.
I mentioned on Friday
nice, solid swing.
I was going to say, I mentioned on Friday it was from the beginning. Remember, I referenced that the Yankees actually started him in the ALCS game, made a couple nice plays at short. Next game, he was benched for IKF.
Exactly. But you can't say about IKF because apparently, according to Aaron Boone, IKF is the best shortstop in the American League.
But also, JC Oscar is a top catcher in Major League Baseball, top 15.
Yeah, he's the top 15 catcher. But, I mean, yeah, apparently IKF is the best shortstop in all of baseball. Yet, IKF actually had to go to Aaron Boone and say he can't play shortstop anymore because he's hurting the team and he needs to play center field. Remember that?
Oh, my
God. Then IKF got moved into the outfield because he actually told Aaron Boone, listen, I can't play shortstop. So even when the Yankees gaslight you, they still can't back it up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Donald. Let's. I'm going to do the research here. Just want to make sure I'm right on this. IKF, when he won his Gold Glove, I'm pretty sure he was what, at third base?
Oh yeah, it was at third base. Yeah, nothing to do with shortstop. Did the Yankees play him at third base?
No, Donald. You said it 3 years ago. Positions are arbitrary with the Yankees.
Exactly. Why worry about that
Chisholm last year? Look what they did to Chisholm last year. Put him at third base. Everything was going well until they put him at third, and he was an absolute disaster.
Positions, schemisms. Who cares? Just fire them out there like it's softball. But the Yankees treat this like it's the freaking beer league. That's what beer softball league. Go play catcher today. I've never played catcher in my life. You're a catcher. Oh, okay. That's what the Yankees do. And we're all supposed to pat Brian Cashman in the back and compliment on him.
Because it's reinventing the wheel. It's showing like novel innovations. He'll get the credit if the success story works out. Like
exactly. What about Chapman? Remember when they were interested in acquiring Chapman, a Gold Glove third baseman, and then they were like, "Can you play shortstop?"
Ryan McMahon at shortstop. Remember, he did play a game this year at shortstop.
Yeah. That's what they do. Ryan McMahon, they've already got Ryan McMahon. They're like, can you play shortstop? I played a great Gold Glove for you third last year. No, can you play shortstop? That's what the Yankees do. They love it. Stevie B, there is a reason Peraza was our boy blue. Exactly. I'm gonna talk my shit today because the amount of people that hold water for Brian Cashman that came at me when I sent a tweet about Peraza being mistreated a couple of years back, and they're all coming back to me when Peraza sucks. Peraza sucks. Peraza sucks. Peraza can't do anything.
If Peraza sucks, what is Anthony Volpe?
Exactly. Well, talk your shit now, Donald. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I am sick to death of all these people holding water for this organization that has done shit since 2009. Absolutely jack shit. And I'm supposed to bow down to the mighty Brian Cashman. Give me a break. I ain't scared. So no, what they did, they massacred my boy Peraza. Let's be honest, because they focused so much on everything being exit velo, everything being
the amplified
launch angle, exit velo, massacred his swing. Peraza has a nice, level, smooth swing through the zone. He was always a guy that wasn't much of a power hitter, but he had power. He had more line drive power. But the Yankees can't have that. Everybody has to be a pull hitter in the mind of the great Brian Cashman. So that's why Anthony Volpe completely sucks, right? Because they've turned him into this awful pull hitter. That's why Gary Sanchez fell off a cliff, because they massacred his swing too. And if anyone doubts me, I've got receipts, by the way. And the receipt. Sorry,
they tried doing the same thing to Gleyber Torres. They tried to make him a pull hitter when he was better playing, pushing the ball to all fields.
Exactly. So if anyone doubts me and just saying that I'm just ranting just for the sake of it, I've actually got receipts. The very first interview we did on the Pinstripe Chronicles, we interviewed Rob Blomberg, the world's first DH, right? He was in the Yankee system just as a scout, and he said that the two best guys that he'd seen in terms of pure swing was Gleyber Torres and Gary Sanchez. They had a swing that you could hit to all fields, but he said that the Yankees had to mess with them and turn them into a pull hitter, and that's why their batting average shot right down. That's why they were struggling to catch up to routine fastballs, because they were constantly trying to uppercut it and hit home runs. And so Blomberg said that Brian Cashman, asked him if he wanted to consider interviewing for a hitter job, batting coach job, and he says, no, you're not going to like my opinions, because he's old school. Yeah. But the truth is, that's exactly what Brian Cashman has done to so many of our prospects. They've turned them into strict pull hitters, and a lot of their swings get completely massacred. That's why Volpe has really struggled. That's why a bunch of our prospects have struggled. That's why I'm very relieved that Vivas and Rumfeld and Oswald Peraza got out of Mount Doom, out of Mount Cash Bubbles, because they can actually get back their swing and get back to what they were good at. So I'm rooting for them, and I'm happy for them. And it's time to call out Brian Cashman's hubris, hyperbole, and narcissism for what it is. The only reason why Ben Rice is doing well is he has his own hitting coach. If it was up to the Yankees, he would be just the same as TJ Rumfeld on another organization, traded for nothing. But luckily, Ben Rice got himself a good batting coach. I believe it's Aaron Judge's batting coach.
Yes. And
unsurprisingly, he's doing really well. But it's a Yankee organizational philosophy that has been hugely problematic for a lot of our prospects. So anyway, I'm very happy that Peraza escaped and had a brilliant series. When the best player on your team doesn't listen to the hitting coach, exactly, but the Yankees will refuse to admit that they have anything wrong. They refuse to admit they do anything wrong. So anyway, that's us discussing Peraza. Very happy for that kid. He destroyed the Yankees, and I love it. Right, this bullpen, Cook.
This bullpen sucks, right? I mean, as I mentioned when we were ranting earlier on, they overcorrected. Years ago, it was Britton, it was Chapman, it was Betances, it was Andrew Miller. Now you have guys that you got scrubs. Would Angel Chivilli be on a major league roster elsewhere right now? Would Paul Blackburn be on a major league roster right now? Yarbrough, you could argue yes and no, but I think he's. I don't think he pitched very well yesterday. I mean, the only reliable relievers you have are Tim Hill, Fernando Cruz, David Bednar. That's it. Jake Bird sucks. That trade was a major L. For the people who said, "Oh, well, he's a good reliever." No, he's not. Camilo Duvall, he's very hot and cold with his command. We literally have nothing in the bullpen. That's why our starters are they're dragging ass, literally. And the bullpen has to drag ass because they are ass. So you find yourself in a conundrum where you need the starters to go long, but they can't go long. So then you're going to overuse your arms in the bullpen like Bednar, who's you could argue has already been overused this year to an extent. And by June, all the pitchers in the bullpen will be cooked.
Exactly. And the statistics about the number of runs our bullpen's given up, it's unbelievable. It's absolutely incredible. And there's no help coming. This is it. I mean, if you look at it, Duvall, terrible. Jake Bird, what an awful trade that word. Well, that Jake Bird trade was a disaster. Oh my God. And so many that hold water for Brian Cashman said it was a great trade. And I looked at it, it was an awful trade. The two of us looked at it, it was like, this is a terrible trade. Why are people so excited about it?
Inflated ERA at Coors Field and an inflated ERA here.
What did they think was going to happen? Why do they think that getting people from the Rockies was going to suddenly turn them around?
I don't know, man.
When you're in an organization that loses 120 games a year, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a problem in that organization. Why do you think you're going to suddenly turn them around? Like, who do you think you are, Cashman? Your hubris is getting in the way of smart decision making.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I mean, what'd you say? Athletics, Rockies, Pirates, and Marlins are the only ones that will play with Brian Cashman.
Exactly. They don't like to deal with him. Cashman's not an easy person to deal with. I just came across this stat. Peraza in his last 3 games against the Yankees, 5 for 9, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, a stolen base, and 2 walks. And I'd like to compare that with Ryan McMahon. Does he even have 5 hits for the year?
Let me check that out.
You check that out, brother. While we do that, let's have a look at the chat.
He does have 5 hits and 42 ABs.
No home runs.
No home runs.
There we go.
260 on base percentage.
Woo! Great work, Cashman. Once again, batting 1,000. Yeah, Jared, 5 for 9.
Home run trades by Brian Cashman. Home run.
Ryan McMahon is on pace for 500 strikeouts.
No pitcher in baseball history has ever thrown for 500 strikeouts. No hitter has even struck out 500 times. That'll be some record.
It's funny. I mean, let's be honest. All these big grand proclamations coming from the Yankees, all of it has imploded, and we're only 2 weeks in. You know, this whole Matt Blake pitching factory. We're going to get Duvall in the pitching factory. We're going to get Jake Bird in that pitching factory. How did that go? Well, currently the pitching factory is on fire. Right?
They're down tools. They stopped working.
Yeah, it stopped working. That pitching factory is currently malfunctioning, and we've got some guys going and fixing the machines as we speak. Okay, so that's still worked out. Well, Jazz Chisholm, I'm gonna get 50 home runs, baby. 50. Currently, he is on 0. So yeah, at this rate, it'll take him 50 years to get to that 50-50 mark. So yeah, that hasn't quite worked out for Jazz. The Yankees, we're gonna unlock Ryan McMahon. That's what they said. They said that in the offseason. We're gonna unlock Ryan McMahon. How did that go? Well, he's on course for 500 strikeouts.
Donald's Cashman voice.
Cashman Sir sucks a lot. That's who Cashman is. Sir sucks a lot.
Fair to be honest.
Oh yeah, exactly. Let's trust the Yankee coaches. Yeah. Let's trust them because it's always worked in the past. To the point where Ryan McMahon tried to lay down a bunt down 6 runs.
Yes. And it was right back to the pitcher. That was the most amazing part. It's not like he even got it down the third or first baseline. It was like, okay, I'm just going to bunt it right back to the pitcher. That was like basically mailing in the at bats. Like, okay, I don't want to play anymore. How about Randall? How about the great Randall Grichuk?
Oh, that was a great pickup.
1 for 16 this year, and he's supposed to be off the bench. Meanwhile, Jason Dominguez sits in AAA.
Oh, the Yankee pitching factory, the Yankee everything is just a mess right now. This bullpen is a disaster, though, bro. Who do you trust?
Besides the 3 guys I named, Cruz, Hill, and Bednar, nobody.
That's it. It's Cruz, Hill, Bednar. Anybody outside of that, I mean, I'm at a loss why Cashman thought this is acceptable to build a roster this way.
Because he's not being checked.
It's beyond belief how you can have this much hubris and take no accountability. The Yankees bullpen allowed 14 runs in 17 innings, I believe.
14 runs in 7 innings. Oh my
God. Oh, Matt Blake described it as natural ebbs and flows of the pen. Really? I just think that's actually just the fact that they're not good. How about that?
They're not good. They weren't good heading into the season.
I feel like we're playing a broken record. Exactly. But until someone bumps Cashman from his position, nothing's going to change because, as I keep saying, it's his own hubris that he built this roster. He built this roster purely on his own arrogance. Jared Williams is a great stat here. The Yankees all had 13 home runs in the 4-game series, which is the most given this season. It was a historic amount. Mike Trout made history.
Yeah, TC Steele said that we basically rejuvenated Mike Trout's career. We thought he was going out.
It was awesome. It was awesome. It was awesome to watch. Aaron Judge versus Mike Trout was a great watch. It was fireworks. Every time they were up at the plate, it was fireworks. And Mike Trout had the better of them. Mike Trout was amazing. Mike Trout was so good that even Aaron Judge was smiling. It was like they must have had like a competition as to who was going to hit the most home runs. And in the end, Mike Trout hit the most home runs against the Yankees in a series since 1998 when Ken Griffey Jr. did it. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good company. When you're in with Ken Griffey Jr., then you know you're doing pretty well because Ken Griffey was one of the greatest players to ever play the game, one of the greatest hitters I've ever seen in my life. So Mike Trout being in that company tells you how special Mike Trout is. Trout would absolutely mash. Could you imagine Mike Trout as a Yankee if you stayed
Oh my
healthy?
God, it would have been great.
Now, Mike Trout is a really special player, and it was great to see him because he's been hurt for too long. It's been too many years of him being hurt and being kind of lost in an Angels team that just wasn't competing. So I'm really happy to see him show up and show out. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right, TC. If it was up to Brian Cashman, Trout would probably be playing a fourth outfielder behind Trent Grisham. That's probably true. Luca, do you want to bring out the article? Because we're going to put it into we're going to continue to cook the Yankees, and this is another thing that's really annoying me.
So this is from Gary Phillips of New York Daily News. This is
Do you want to share it? Can you share it? Well,
yeah, I'm just going to read out the Twitter headline real quick.
Okay.
So story on the post is Yankees fans have had enough. They want the incessant, annoying, droning sounds that get pumped in the stadium to stop. The organization, however, says the noise is, quote unquote, by design, and players want it to be louder on the field. Aaron Judge said, if I was a fan, I wouldn't like it too. But as players, we're all sitting here and we still can't hear the music. So that's Donald. If you want to take that away for like a sec, I'm going to pull up the screen here.
I'm just. Do you know what this says to me? It says to me that the Yankees are lost. The whole organization has become incredibly entitled. When is it stopped being about the fans? When is it about the players? When is it? When did we get to the point where the players are dictating what happens and experience in the game? A ball game is supposed to be designed for the fans' pleasure, for entertainment of the people coming to the game.
Right.
That's what it's supposed to be about. It's not about the players' comfort. What are we doing here?
What are we at a nightclub? Are we at a nightclub, Donald? So here's the fan outlining it. He says, as Jamie Schneider, this was published 8 a.m. this morning. As Jamie Schneider and his family settled into their lower level seats at Yankee Stadium on April 4th, they hoped for a change. Maybe the 22-year-old, who's ironically the same age as me, wishfully thought the incessant, annoying, droning noise that the Yankees began pumping into the building midway through the 2024 season would die down in 26. I was really hoping that this year was going to be different, Schneider said, but he didn't make it through the first inning before realizing that the noise pollution was exactly the same. It was like every single pitch had some stupid sound effect, he said. It was just so obnoxious. Other fans who recently attended games share similar sentiments with the Daily News. It's just too much, said Mads DiStefano, 19. Just let the moment breathe, said Freddie Martin. They've turned it into a nightclub. Prominent Yankee Twitter guy Max Manus, a disapproving 24-year-old, added. Plenty of other fans have voiced their frustrations with the Yankees' infusion of synthetic sounds, which are blasted from a thunderous sound system and include rapid-fire song clips, horns, buzzers, the two-strike Star Wars siren. Yes Network analyst David Cohn calls that one a pregnant whale. Demands to make some noise and on some nights an actual DJ. And while such discord is hardly exclusive to the Bombers, who also lean heavily on an in-house organist, the topic as it pertains to Yankee Stadium has trended on social media a few times. It's also been a subject of local sports talk radio. I'm not going to play the clip because don't really want to get in trouble. But, however, Jason Zillo, VP
I
of
fucking hate that guy. I hate Jason Zillo.
Here we go. Jason Zillo says, the VP of Communications and Media Relations said, the Yankees' never-ending soundtrack, the Yankee Stadium's never-ending soundtrack, is part of a concerted effort to increase the tempo and pace during a game's quiet moments in hoping of creating an arena atmosphere akin to an NBA game. Donald, you've been to Madison Square Garden, have you not?
In a playoff game. It was about the basketball. It was about the basketball. When we were there, man, we were sitting beside each other when our boy Dante DiVincenzo, he miss you every day, hit the game-winning 3 at the buzzer. The whole garden went absolutely insane. I didn't hear one stupid siren. I didn't hear one stupid noise. I didn't hear any stupid songs. All I heard was a collection of New Yorkers jumping around and hugging each other in pure delight and happiness in the moment. Madison Square Garden, that's a real arena. Yeah, there's a little bit of noise and a little bit of songs, but it's a decent tempo, and it's not too loud. And it's all about the fan. You can hear the cheers, you can hear the chant, you can hear the whole freaking thing. So Jason Zillo doesn't have a freaking clue. Aaron Judge doesn't have a freaking clue either. Captain Tone Deaf. Keep going, brother.
Yes. So Zillow, so that effort is a part of a broader reimagining of what the Yankees in-game entertainment programming, which has also featured more light shows since 2024. Light shows, Donald. It's like we're at a kids' assembly. Anyway, clearly there's a lot more going on in between pitches, which is by design, continued the spokesman, who said that the ballpark's volume has not increased in recent years. The stadium experience is constantly evolving and changing. It's important to evolve with it. Zillow said that prior to midway through the 24 season, groups of Yankee personnel involved with in-game entertainment visited other ballparks to survey game day atmospheres. Those trips, as a few other factors, influenced the Yankees' recent direction. That includes player approval. Zillow said a lot of pinstripers were interested in having more of an upbeat, consistent musical atmosphere. Again, Max Mattis referenced the nightclub. But all the sound bites, quick random noises that seem to irritate fans the most don't always get noticed by the players. Things aren't as loud as on the field as they're in the stands. Jazz Chisholm Jr. says, walking up to the plate sometimes, they have the volume so low. JC Escara says,
up to the plate, brother.
JC Escara says, meanwhile, he hears everything from the dugout, but he's so concentrated that it actually feels like silence when he's behind the plate.
That's because no one's excited that you're up to the plate.
Cody Bellinger also says he doesn't hear everything, but he appreciates an influx of music during games. Aaron Judge, known to signal music requests to stadium operators from the field during batting practice, and Boone have also said they like when the Bronx is booming. I've been asking it for it since the day I got here. I go to other stadiums, Judge said, and they do a better job of getting the crowd into it, pumping up their players. Players ask for their music. They play the music. There were quite a few years they just didn't do that here. We've got a job to do, and if there's any little thing we can do to help motivate our guys in this room or just create a better atmosphere, it's all about putting pressure on the other team. But if we play no music, don't do nothing, the crowd's not into it. It's not really an intimidating place to come into. However, Judge gets why Yankee fans aren't crazy about the Yankee Stadium's constant I can't pronounce that name. Cacophony and blaring volume. The captain has thought of solution, but the Yankees have yet to execute his vision. Aaron Judge, I've asked for new speakers to put the speakers in a different spot. Change the speakers, do something as they continue to just turn it up on the fans. If I was a fan, I wouldn't like it too. But as players, we're all sitting here and still can't hear the music. Clearly, Yankee players want more noise. That didn't change the opinions of fans, though. DeStefano said it's great that the players like it, but I think the fan experience should take priority in this case.
Exactly.
19 years old and saying that. 19.
Exactly. That doesn't mean that he's the old man shouting at a cloud, which I am.
Max Mann has chimed in. If you play well on the field, I will make noise. I promise you. You don't need to make it artificial, and you don't need to ask me for it.
Exactly.
Zillow said that in an attempt to appeal younger fans, he has inspired the inescapable soundscape that the Yankee Stadium has become. But most of the fans who spoke to the news fell into that target demographic. Not only have they had enough, they also feel like the Yankees are not prioritizing patrons who truly love baseball.
Yep.
Schneider advised, this is the 22-year-old, people my age get annoyed by stuff like that. You don't need to pander to what you think a generation wants. If you want to base your decision completely on the fan experience for the person who won't be coming back, for the person who doesn't care about baseball, doesn't care about the Yankees, then you might as well lean into all the way into that. But I really do think if you care about the real fans, the people who come back, then I think you should just let us enjoy baseball. And Matt Manis would go on to say, I don't know if the casuals is the right word, but it feels like they're targeting people who are not necessarily baseball fans. It's getting to the point where it's like the people who give them the most money, the people who are the strongest repeat customers, the people who are going to a dozen games plus a year. This is negatively impacting the viewing experience for me. Let's see. This is pretty much the end of the article. It's fucking horrendous. As a Yankee fan, I grew up with Eddie Layton, the Oregon, said an older fan who preferred to remain anonymous. My mom was watching the game on Yes, Martin added, and she said, hearing the decibel level through the screen was kind of obnoxious. While Zillow understood some of the complaints expressed by fans, he said that not everyone is going to agree with what Yankee Stadium should sound like. What some find grating is he's come to hear as an eclectic combination, which he feels represents New York. Look, you're going to have 40-something thousand people here all the time, or at all times, and they're all going to have differing opinions of what is too much, what isn't enough, what type of music we're playing. Some people would prefer quiet. Some people would prefer more entertainment beyond what's just happening on the field in between pitches. I think we're taking into account everyone who's here. Some diehards beg to differ, though.
Donald? And another thing on that, Rodon said that, we have to remember that most people that go to the stadium are tourists anyway. So
that's right. He did say that.
He did say that, yeah. What has happened to this organization?
This is why I don't go to the stadium, or I don't really have an itch to.
No, like I have a hard time feeling connected to this modern Yankee team because they're so entitled. Who's Aaron Judge? Who's Aaron Judge to be deciding the level of noise coming from the speakers and the positioning of the speakers? Do you think? Why are you focused on that, Judge? Did Jeter ever worry about that shit? No. It's about what you do on the field. It's about winning.
Teams like the Chargers and the Jets get mocked for not having a home atmosphere, and rightfully so. Not because, the Jets don't have diehard fans, but they do. But they pump in crowd noise constantly. Same thing for the Chargers, because every Chargers home game is basically a home game for the road team, even though they're a good team. But they get clowned on constantly. But the Yankees should be clowned on. You're supposed to be one of the more hallmark franchises in the biggest sports market and sports media capital in the world. You're supposed to be the most popular team in New York, and you have to pump in crowd noise? That just tells me who you're trying to cater to, in my opinion. They're not catering towards the diehard baseball fan. They're not.
Well, I mean, they don't care about the fans. They don't. Jason Zillow just said it. Aaron Judge just said it. I know the fans will be annoyed, but the players want it. And it's about what the players need to feel comfortable. And that's what it's all about with the Yankees now, man. The Yankees are always about, let's make the players comfortable. What makes the players the most comfortable? Let's, you know what I'm saying? So they have a manager that caters to, let's make the players as comfortable as possible.
Wait, hold on a second. I got to object here. But if Aaron Judge is sitting here talking to personnel, upper organization personnel like Zillow and whoever, about atmosphere in the stadium and the noises needing to be more prevalent, why don't he actually complain about something that's actually worthwhile to complain about? Like the the back end of the starting rotation, lack of help in the bullpen. How about this? A lack of protection for your ass.
Exactly.
Every single postseason, this dude does not show up, except for last year.
Yeah.
Every single year that he doesn't show up in the postseason, it's like, there wasn't protection around him. 2021, there was no protection around him. 2022, there was no protection around him. 2023, missed the playoffs. He had to carry the team. 2024, Well, he just flat out sucked in the World Series. 2025, he had no protection.
Right. Oh, he had plenty of protection for Team USA, by the way. How did that work out? No, but seriously, why is he so worried about this shit? Focus on the field, man. Your team sucks. The team that you lead sucks. How about focus on why McMahon sucks? Why don't you focus on Jazz Chisholm and his stupid mouth? Why don't you focus on that instead of what the DJ is doing, on how loud the decibel level is, and where you should position the speakers? I mean, it's just too much about entitlement, you know? And Rodon referring to Yankee Stadium as basically just a sightseeing place. I mean, that's sad, but he's also not wrong.
Yep.
But,
I mean, look at
but
the
it
food
is sad.
We were talking about the other day, the food creations. Every single year, there's a new set of food that comes out. Austin Wells, his breakfast burrito. It's a marketing scheme.
That's all they are now. Nez, come on, guys, get with the program. Yankees are in the business of making money. George built the winner, so Hal and the family can build the business. Just make the playoffs and sell chicken buckets. That's the sad truth. But no, you're right, Healing Man's Hearts. The average fan can't make an impact now because they don't care about the fan anymore. The Yankees don't care about the fans. They hate their fans. I think it might be the only organization in New York that does not listen to the fans at all. Now you look at the Knicks. They love their fans. They love their fans, right? And right now we've already heard that the owner will ready to fire the entire coaching staff if they don't make it to the NBA Finals or have a hell of a run in the playoffs. We already know that, right? So that's a Knicks team setting accountability, setting standards, right? The Giants completely went through the whole coaching staff, purged the coaching staff. Now they've spent whatever it took to get the best coaching staff they possibly could, right? That's a team. And then John Mara writes letters to his fans saying, I'm really freaking sorry that this has gone bad, right? That's an organization that cares about their fans.
He's sitting there writing emails and letters to the fans. John Mara has cancer, and he's sitting there trying to get the fans to appreciate him.
Exactly, right? And we've got the Yankees, who we all hold in a higher regard as this winning organization, and all they do is spit on the Yankee fan, spit on the fan. They've got the voice of the Yankees, Michael Kay, going on his show, just giving Yankee fans shit as much as he possibly can. Brian Cashman sitting in his ivory tower, referring to us as the masses, right? His underlings saying awful things about Yankee fans, right? I've already seen articles. Gene Afterman just torching Yankee fans. This is the way they treat their fans. The Yankees don't care about their fans. Jason Zillo just said it. So basically, Yankee fans are not happy, and Jason Zillo's like, yeah, but the players are. That's what it's about. Yankee Stadium is a tourist attraction now, and that's who they cater to. Have you tried the new burger? No, and I never will. I know that's a rhetorical question, but that's the truth. It is a tourist attraction now, but that's where they've gone wrong. That's why the Yankees have gone wrong. They're lost right now. That's why it's important that we have this podcast, because we need to try and get them back on track. This organization has only and always and absolutely been focused on winning. But now they're focused on everything else. They're focused on the tourists. They're focusing on all this, make the players as comfortable as possible. And let's massage their egos and make them feel comfortable and safe in their environment. It's not about having a cutthroat attitude to winning anymore. It's not. what did Hal refer to his players as? Oh, we're just so happy about the camaraderie last year. We loved our camaraderie. That's what it's all about. It's all about camaraderie. It's all about the players' comfort. The noise is just to make the fans, the players comfortable. It's not about the fan anymore. Rodon actually referred to the Yankee Stadium as a tourist spot sightseeing tour. That shows that no one has any respect for the new Yankee Stadium. So one of our most highest paid players in the team has basically just told you he doesn't really have any respect for Yankee Stadium because it's a tourist trap.
For sure.
There's no history behind this new stadium.
That's
and
what
it's sad.
This is what I was about to say, Donald. You've been to the old stadium, and you remember that you've told me multiple times you would feel the stadium shaking because of how loud the crowd noise was. That's atmosphere. You go to like old Yankee Stadium, Gillette Stadium, Mile High. You name all these different arenas.
Fenway, even
Garden, Fenway. They all have a home atmosphere. Arrowhead, well, once was known as Arrowhead. Lumen Field, 12th man.
Wrigley.
Yes, Wrigley.
The old stadium, it felt like I was walking into like a historic church, right? It felt like I'm going into a cathedral of baseball. That's what Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium was. It was like a cathedral of baseball. And like when I set foot on it, I felt incredibly blessed that I was part of something. You were actually part of something. I wasn't just a fan. I was actually part of something. I was part of something special because I was sitting down in a place where somebody sat watching Mickey Mantle, watching Lou Gehrig, watching Yogi Berra, right? And now I'm sitting in a place where I can watch the new generation, which was Derek Jeter. I felt incredibly blessed and incredibly proud. And I felt that nothing was better and nothing was bigger than being a Yankee fan. Nothing was better. Nothing could top it. It was the most amazing feeling. And things happened. Special things happened that you could never quite understand because remarkable things kept happening at that old stadium where we kept winning games we had no business winning, the biggest hits, the most amazing moments. And and they called it the Ghosts, and it was just special. It was special, man. So they knocked it down, which I disagreed with. I don't think they should have knocked it down. But the new stadium, it didn't become. The new stadium didn't have to become what it's become.
No.
But they have. They've catered to the wrong people. They could have made the new stadium equally as incredible, but they've made it into a shopping mall. They've made it into a Hard Rock Cafe. They've made it into everything other than what the Yankees are about, winning. And I just want the Yankees to get back to that. And they're so lost right now. They have a captain that's tone deaf. Sorry to all the Aaron Judge lovers. He is tone deaf. The comments there. Oh, I'm sure the fans are annoyed, but hey, it's about making us comfortable. What? And Aaron Judge only focuses on the wrong things, man. Focus on winning. Why does your team suck? Why is your manager so soft? Why is Brian Cashman such a narcissistic prick? Why don't you focus on that stuff? Why does Aaron Judge have so much power in this organization? None of our previous captains had this much power. Jeter never had any power. Mattingly never had any power within the organization, never any sway. Nor did they want any power or sway.
Right.
Aaron Judge wants all the power and sway. That's why I never should have given him the captaincy. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't. And it's not about hating on Aaron Judge because he's one of the only good things about this team. But frankly, what I'm saying is the Yankees are lost right now. I know Jay still says I can't blame Judge look at the garbage they put around him. But Judge actually has sway. He has Hal Steinbrenner's ear, and he has a lot of power with personnel. He pushed for a lot of the things that's happened in the past.
Verdugo.
He pushed for us to trade for Verdugo. He pushed for us to re-sign Cody Bellinger.
Keep
For
DJ
way
LeMay
above his market value. Sorry, Luca?
I was going to say we kept DJ LeMay, who passed his expiration date.
Exactly. And when we DFA'd DJ, Aaron Judge went to bat for him and kept him on the roster. And then he keeps going to bat for his best buddy, Aaron Boone. So what I'm saying is he's using his power for all the wrong things. Well, I mean, dude, yeah, no question about it. Yankee Stadium's still way better. No question. I don't think there's a Giant fan. Luca's a Jet fan. I'm a Giant fan. None of us like MetLife. Do you like MetLife?
I hate MetLife.
MetLife's awful. It's just awful. It's just an air conditioning vent. That's all it is. It's a giant air conditioning vent where they play football in between on a terrible turf that gets everybody injured. No, both organizations hate it. So that's by the by. But I'm talking about how they've really messed with something that wasn't broken. I mean, the old stadium was a cathedral. They could have kept. They probably should have just kept it up, man.
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't need to even use it. Just have it still there. But the new stadium is great, but it's designed at the wrong thing, man. It's all designed about food and marketing, and it's just a cash cow, Hard Rock Cafe, and making it into a giant nightclub. And I think it's sad. It's sad what's happened to this organization.
Unbelievable. I mean here's the problem. There's going to be some Aaron Judge defenders who won't read this article and be like, "Bro, what are you talking about? It's not all his fault." I mean, bro, look what he's talking about. Look what he's prioritizing. Yeah. He's a great hitter, yes, but he has so much power within the organization that it's like, wow, whoa, do you really trust this guy's opinion? I mean, you know what? Let's make this crystal clear. Basketball analogy for like 5 seconds. Jalen Brunson got shit on by Stephen A. Smith for bringing his Villanova buddies over, Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart. Aaron Judge should get as much criticism about bringing his buddies over, his influence over roster decisions, and this whole music thing.
Right.
Brunson is 10 times the leader that Judge is.
100%. Right. Let's. Do you want to get into the awards?
Yes.
Right. Let's get into the awards. It's awards time, baby, and we are gonna cook. Uncle Tat sent in his awards. It's gonna be cooking time. We are gonna cook some Yankees, some cooked Yankees on toast. So Donald's awards, and let's start with this. Oh yeah, now it's official. My MVP, Mike Trout.
I'm gonna go.
Let's be honest.
Mike Trout as well. The dude hit 5 home runs in the series.
No, he was unbelievable. There's no way I'm giving a Yankee an MVP. To be honest, we should have gone swept.
We should have.
There was not a game we legitimately won. We had 2. It was just because you can make the argument that the only Yankee MVP was Romano, as Healing Man's Heart says. He was MVP. Romano. Yeah, he was the only reason why we got 2 wins. We should have been swept. But Mike Trout is definitely the MVP. He was incredible. The low key, I will give to Aaron Judge though. The low key was definitely pretty special. I don't like him as a captain. I don't think he's the leader of this organization the way it should be, but he's still a hell of a player. And he's going to have one hell of a season. I think he's on – how many home runs is he on right now? Like 8?
Aaron Judge, I believe, 8.
And he's not even started the season that well, which is scary. And there's still another 12 games to go this month. Dude could have 12, 13 home runs by the end of the month. He could be on course for another ridiculous season where he's going to challenge for 60 home runs. It's one of the only good aspects of this team, let's be honest. Yeah, Issy says he's on track for 64, which is absurd. So, yeah, I mean, he's on another level, man. And it's just shameful the way that Brian Cashman has not put a roster together for him. He's on a contract which is so good. He's on a contract pretty cheap for a super, super, duper superstar. And we can't put a roster around him? That's an awful organization. Right. That's the low key. The Clutch Award. Who would you give the Clutch Award?
That's a great one. Didn't McMahon have McMahon might have had a walk-off hit one of these days, but he's been so bad. How could you give him any credit?
Oh no,
Caballero. Yeah, I would go Caballero.
Caballero. I'm gonna go with Trent Grisham because he had those 2 pinch hit home runs that saved the game. If he didn't come on, and the Yankees would have lost that game as well. But you could easily have made Peraza. You could easily have gone with Caballero. Let's get Uncle Tats's awards for the 3. His MVP is Aaron Judge. Okay. His low-key is Ben Rice. And his clutch is Judge and Trout. What a show they put on. Yeah, they did. They put on an incredible show. But, yeah, he's going with Ben Rice. I mean, how could you argue? And Aaron Judge, yeah, I mean, hard to argue with that as well. And the clutch, Judge and Trout. Fair enough. Okay. Let's get into the pitching award. Do you give any pitchers any credit whatsoever?
Not really.
I can't think of anyone.
I mean, our bullpen got routed in the first game.
Embarrassed. John the Beagle says absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It'd be like N/A, not available.
Yeah, no award. I'm giving them no award whatsoever. Uncle Taz is giving it to Hedrick. Sneaky good back-to-back outings. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're really, really going in depth, I guess you could maybe give it to Hedrick or maybe Tim Hill, but I can't give it to anybody. The bullpen was an embarrassment, and the starting pitching sucked. We are very fortunate that we shared that series. We had no business sharing that series. We should have been swept.
That's true.
In fact, no, I'm going to give the pitching award to Romano. Because without Romano, Romano won us 2 games by himself. So thank you, Ray Romano. Everybody loves Raymond.
Yes, everybody does indeed love Raymond.
Yes, everybody does indeed love Raymond. Okay, Aaron Boone. Now, this is one award I completely agree with Uncle Tats on. 0 out of 10. And he writes, deserves 0 credit for anything.
He does. What does he deserve credit for in this series?
That's my T.
He benched Ben Rice for the first half of the series because they didn't want to pitch him against lefties.
100%. Stevie B, -1 million.
Yep, -1 million.
-1 million out of 10 for Aaron Boone. Oh, bubbles. And yeah, Luca, you were saying, I mean, you were like, why did Aaron Boone get himself thrown out of the game? For me, it was a balk. I thought it was a balk. You have to have the first baseman on the bag, or at least heading towards the bag when the pitcher throws over there. It's pretty clear that was a balk because Rice was not expecting that ball to go over to that bag. he looked surprised. I thought it was a balk all day long. So I don't understand what Aaron Boone was arguing about. And especially considering the score, it was completely pointless.
Yeah.
Bro, your team got cooked. And you're not that good. And just take your licking and go home. That's what you should have done. You just make a clown of yourself to get thrown out just for the sake of it. Oh, but I think that the umpire got sensitive. Coming from you, Aaron Boone, it's classic projection. Aaron Boone saying that an umpire is getting sensitive, coming from the manager who once said that an umpire bullied him.
Sensitive when he constantly battles with the media.
Right, exactly.
He always has to spin.
This team is elite. Aaron.
He's fucking elite.
Yes. We're always going to turn the corner. We're turning the corner. What do you mean? Me. Shut up. So, yeah, Aaron Boone, 0 out of 10. Nez is right here. Boone was upset someone got his smoothie wrong. We added regular milk instead of the coconut milk. Exactly. Yes. Gluten-free milk. I didn't get my gluten-free.
Oh my God.
Baby.
That's literally Aaron Boone.
Big freaking baby. Okay, let's go with the L.
The L. The L.
Uncle Tat is going with the bullpen. The entire bullpen. Who's your L, Luca?
I'm actually going to say the bullpen as well. They completely blew up this series.
Yeah, how can you argue? I mean, I could give it to... Yeah, the entire bullpen. Yeah, let's give it to the entire bullpen. The entire bullpen. TCC says it's the entire organization. I like that better, to be fair. Okay. But there is one positive award to give out. And it's this one. You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy. You're my boy, Blue. Talk that shit, Donald. Oswald Peraza, you are my boy, Blue.
I was going to say that.
Peraza is my boy, Blue. You got absolutely abused by the Yankees, but you escaped Mount Cash Bubbles and you stuck it in their face. Had an unbelievable series. He had as many hits in that series alone as McMahon has had since last October. Let's face it. Incredible job, Peraza. Congratulations. So, yeah, no, I'm really happy for him. Hell of a good kid. Hardworking kid. And wow, even his wife got sick of him. Hard times in the Boone household. Good for her. Talk your shit, girl. Right. Anyway, let's go with right. Jazz is saying Jazz. Oh, poor Uncle Tats. I just called him Jazz. You don't deserve that, Uncle Tats. I'm sorry. His boy Blue is Ben Rice. Being pissed off about not playing is my kind of player. He's right. He is freaking right about that. Okay. And you got the same boy Blue, look as Peraza. Okay, let's go. Yeah, CVB, boy Blue, Peraza. Amen. Let's go. Okay, let's move on to the Aaron Hicks. Oh boy. You brace yourself. There he is. Right.
And the entire organization.
You're going the entire organization?
Yep.
Uncle Tats has Jazz. Stop challenging pitches, asshole.
Classic Uncle Tats.
Classic Uncle Tats. Well said. Yeah, John the Beagle Dad, Jazz. Without question, Jazz. You could go Jazz, you could go McMahon, you could go the pitching staff. There's so many ways you could go with this, but I'm going to go with Brian Cashman. Because for me, Brian Cashman's chickens have come home to roost. And that's why you should never be so arrogant and narcissistic in the position of power. Because he acts like his shit doesn't stink. Bro, you make tons of mistakes. You make more mistakes than most GMs. You have made some of the most horrendous mistakes that should be crippling to an organization, yet you continue to get new contracts. I mean, you could go back. The Aaron Hicks contract, a crippling mistake. The Josh Donaldson trade, where you get rid of Gio Urshela, who's making nothing, and he was a better third baseman than Josh Donaldson, who was making something like $50 million, and you took on that contract, and Josh Donaldson was worse than Gio Urshela. That is normally a crippling mistake that would get anybody fired, but because we're such bad fans, awful fans, of course, terrible, he gets a new contract, right? He let Soto slip. He let Aaron Judge test free agency. This is who he is. He's no longer a great GM anymore, people. He's long past that time. He was great in 2017. He was great in 2009. But a lot of great GMs have moved on. Right? It happens. It's natural. We shouldn't have to be stuck with one guy because we're under the threat that, if he was a free agent, then a whole bunch of teams would have him. It's time to move on. So his hyperbole and his shit, I mean, this past offseason was egregious. He got in a bidding war over Cody Bellinger, who is just a good player, who is like a complimentary piece. Got in a bidding war with Scott Boras, and now he's paid him like the second highest contract for an outfielder. And I'm supposed to credit him for that? And the rest of the media all bowed down to the god that is Brian Cashman over that contract? It was a terrible contract. You overpaid for him. And that was the only good move he made. That was a good move. Trent Grisham, disaster. Sitting at the bullpen, disaster. Refusing to bring in any righty power bats, disaster. 3 lefty catchers, disaster. Having no bullpen pieces for Aaron Boone, disaster. Entire roster of platoons for $330 million, disaster. It's time that we start calling shit for shit around here. This organization demands it. He has done a bad job. He's done a bad job. And instead of admitting it and looking within himself, going, how could I be better? I'm getting paid very handsomely by this esteemed organization. Maybe I should be better at my job. No. He doubles down, trebles down, and goes, I defy any of you to tell me this isn't a championship team. Luca, is this a championship team?
No.
No, absolutely not. That's even laughable to even consider it. It's not a championship team. It's barely a playoff team. That's all it is. Brian Cashman, you are Aaron Hicks. You are the personification of Aaron Hicks. Dude, you gave him that contract, you freaking idiot. So, yeah. You are the Aaron Hicks Award. Right. Look, give me your final thoughts, my brother.
Final thoughts. Typical disaster in Yankee land. Same problems as we had before. They ain't going into the season. Hey, are we going to have enough protection around Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton and Ben Rice? No. Are we going to have a good bullpen besides David Bednar and Tim Hill and Fernando Cruz? No. It's the same issues, but we're somehow slightly above water as we're facing the Royals tonight. So,
well, we should be well below 500 if
at this point, yes.
If we faced any closer that wasn't Romano. Exactly. It was all an ego move. It was all an ego. Bird, Chivilli, Weathers. It's all ego, bro. It's all ego for him. It's all an ego stroke. He doesn't want to get the big stars as a Yankee because he knows that he's not going to get any credit for that. He wants the credit. He wants the credit for the dumpster dive moves that pay off. That's what it's all about for him. He is using his position, his power, and misusing it for his own ego. He could have gone into the Japanese market. He could have brought in Okamoto, but he wouldn't have gotten credit for that. So he wants to deep dive the Marlins system and take Weathers, who hasn't quite unearthed yet, and make him great. He wants to unearth Ryan McMahon, who was lost in Colorado, unearth him and make him great again. That's all it's about. Bird, same thing. Chivilli, same thing. Grichuk was cooked 3 years ago. It's all about trying to bring them back from out of nowhere so that he can get credit for it. It's all an ego trip for him. He is the most narcissistic, egotistical asshole that has ever blighted this organization of late. What do you think is going to happen? What's going to be the we're facing Waka tonight. What do you reckon is going to happen in this game?
Let me look at it. I mean, obviously said we're facing Michael Waka tonight. Cam Schlittler on the mound. I actually think the Yankees win this.
But Waka's got like a 0.37 ERA, I believe, right?
Oh, he's actually 0.43. I didn't even notice that. So basically, you know what? In fairness, I should alter my prediction. It's going to be a low-scoring game. The Yankees are going to lose like 2-1 or 3-1. Oh,
you're going to go the Yankees lose 3-1?
Well, yeah.
Oh, boy. Chaos. I still reckon that the Yankees will take this series. They kind of have to, because if they don't, then they're just going to get obliterated once we reach those gauntlet of games that follow the Royals series. Nothing is easy after this Royals series, straight through until the end of May. So we need all the wins we can get because there's a very strong chance that we're going to be below 500 by the time we get to May, end of May. Walker will strike out a lot of batters tonight. Did we do that anyway? Should be fun. Anyway, this was a fun show.
It was.
Me and Luca, we put Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman in the barbecue.
As well as Jason Zillow.
Jason Zillow as well, my friend. All those Yankees got in the barbecue, and we had a nice cookout. That was nice. Right. One last note, little bit of channel stuff. Chris Northrup will be doing her show today at noon. So you're actually getting a double dose of the Pinstripe Chronicles. So Chris will be on in half an hour. So you guys don't have to wait long. You guys can stay in the chat, go get yourself a coffee, go get yourself a muffin, and then Chris will be with you in half an hour. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. And we will see you on the next show. Let's go Yankees.